Postpone the elections to the next meeting, so we can all talk. Yeah. Does she want to be on? No, I'm just, yeah, being on the board, period. I don't think she can run. I don't think she has been here.
Ready?
Come here, sir. Where your brother?
Okay.
Sit back then, back, yep.
Okay. Welcome to the Development Authority meeting Tuesday, February 25th, 25 at 5:44 p.m. Right. Roll call.
Freeman Jr.
Present.
Alvin Pett.
Present.
Present.
Reggie Joyner. Victoria Williams.
Present.
Rhonda Wright. Here.
The election of officers.
I motion that we postpone that to our next meeting, if that's okay with everybody. I was thinking.
All in favor?
Attorney Glaze, is that?
Yes, yes, the board, if they do it by action, may defer it until that, officers continue to serve until their successors are elected.
I motion that we postpone our elections of officers until our next meeting. I second.
All in favor? Great. We need motion for adoption of agenda with any additions or deletions.
Sorry, we do have one deletion to tonight's agenda. Director Marcellus Williams cannot be with us this evening, so we need to remove the economic development update.
I do have one matter, we have one matter to discuss in executive session. Two.
We get a motion for approval of minutes.
Should that we approve the agenda with the changes suggested?
Second.
He didn't say second. Oh, you said second.
All in favor? Right, motion for approval of minutes. We need a motion to approve the minutes, right? Motion for approval of minutes. No, I'm asking
I
somebody.
motion that we approve the minutes.
Six.
Second.
Victoria, second.
Thank you.
All in favor? All right. All right. Yeah. All right, agenda item 2, the approval of October 23rd, 24th meeting minutes. That's all that.
Move into new business.
Okay, all right. Agenda item 4, this,
Your glasses out.
that's all of, that's it. New business,
So on page.
okay. All right,
On page 8 of your packet is your proposed 2025 meeting calendar for review and approval.
Dates. Every second. Okay. Right, so we need a motion to. Motion for approval of the 2025 meeting calendar.
Motion that we approve the 2025 meeting calendar. Second by Victoria.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, old business. Update on 850 Main Street redevelopment.
Right. Give me that. I like to talk. Okay, guys, well, we are on our redevelopment now. We got a few changes. We have three spots that's gonna be rented out. We got the dentist office locked in. I guess we can't discuss his price until we go into executive session. But we have a elderly massage place that's gonna move into it. And one other thing that Marcellus had been working on, I think I need to let him talk about that one. And we had a proposal for a coffee shop that we're gonna come into the front of the building from an outside source, but we're not gonna do it that way. What we're going to do, what I want us to do, is to find us an operator for our coffee shop. We put way too much money into that building to rent it out to someone for 11 or 1200, $1,400. If we could turn that thing ourselves, I already did the construction conversion for it. We got some coffee equipment and stuff and a couple microwave ovens and a toaster oven to buy, but we find a good operator for that shop. That could be the moneymaker that this board needs, because right now we have no way to generate any income except by selling stuff. Eventually, you're gonna run out of stuff to sell. I think that could turn enough to not only pay back the refinance because we're gonna get a refinance for all the money we spent on the building. I think we could pay not only our note, but generate some real dollars off of if we do it ourselves. But all of us gonna need to go to work. Kirby gonna have to show us. No, it's coffee, all those little stuff that Starbucks sell, cold and hot. Yeah, I'm talking this, actually no, with the competition and the number of, with the traffic just from that gun store, it'll be unbelievable. I'm talking about, and that's without any outside people. You could make your money back because you're not paying rent anyway. But I think that would be the ticket for this board, since we have no way of generating revenue besides selling stuff. And sooner or later, you're gonna run out of stuff to sell. And so, and I think if any development gonna come up on Main Street, I just figured we had to do it ourselves. Everybody's talking, the DDA had deals, the city had deals, and nothing has ever come to fruition. Now we got a chance we done the work, we put the money into it. On the exterior, we got it all paid for, but we got all our metals and stuff is in transit. It's gonna be 4 to 6 weeks before all the outside structure can be finished. And that's just all aesthetics. It's gonna be an absolutely beautiful building. But the inside of the building is absolutely gorgeous. New plumbing, new bathrooms, it's new wiring, it's all glass walls. It's the prettiest thing, and it don't look like it belongs here. But we got a really nice setup. Now we need to find a way to make it pay for itself. It's construction, you can go there anytime.
Are we keeping the ballroom on top?
The ballroom's redone. And that's the next moneymaker. Mm-hmm. And that we need to get together later in the finance meeting or something. We have to set the rates on that, but it can't be what Sharice told me. It was getting paid for last time, way too cheap, low. I don't think I need to be discussing money unless we're in executive session. But 850 is well on the way. We're not gonna put all that fancy stuff out in front because we really don't, I wanna let the place generate some money before we rip that whole parking lot out. We're gonna have still leave parking spaces in front, because if I take it out and put all that beautiful landscaping and stuff we had in the front, we're gonna have to pave the lot next door. And the lot next door is gonna be an expensive lot to pave right now. So let us generate some revenue and then we can change that part.
Question. So as far as the coffee shop, are we gonna be like the project managers, or we're gonna hire an outside person like to do the the budgeting of the place, or are we gonna name it? Are we gonna come up with all that? Or
No, everything is, all the other person's gonna do is actually operate it. It's gonna
like
be,
it.
we're gonna name it, we're gonna put all the equipment in it. They're going to operate it at a fixed price. And all the overages and the maintenance, that's all on us.
Okay.
Whatever it makes is it'd be ours to help pay for it. Whatever that-
Well, everything over what they're charging us to run it.
The authority by law can't operate a business, but what you can do is contract
Mhm.
someone for a fee to operate it, much like you do you would contract with a real estate agent to lease property for you, that type of thing. They're then responsible for all of the day-to-day operations. They get paid a fee for that. Revenues go to the authority less the cost of operations, which go to that person pay that fee for the operation.
So are we gonna be accepting, I guess, proposals for that?
You can do it any number of ways. You can accept, what I would suggest to you, if you wish to do a public, solicitation, is do a request for qualifications, not a request for proposal, which all you're doing then is asking people to come in and provide you their qualifications. And once you decide you've got qualified candidates, then ask those qualified candidates to submit proposals. When you ask for proposals without going through a qualifying process, you're likely to get proposals from people who may not be really qualified to either run it or tell you what their, quote you an operator's fee for what they would do. So, if you choose to do you're not required to do a public procurement process. You can just put the word on the street and negotiate with whoever you.
Yeah, and I was just asking, we can do that as well. My next question is, are we gonna, when, I guess they would bring, the operating fee would be for that company or person, and then they would staff it, they would do all that?
You could, yeah, but ideally you want to pay them an operating fee. They're responsible for all employees. They're responsible for wages and salaries. You pay for raw materials. In other words, you pay for the product. They pay for the service.
And it'd be like a yearly contract, I'm guessing, or?
It'd be-
However you want to set it up.
Yeah. One of the things, if you're going, and always keep in mind, if you're going to ask them to invest in any manner, in other words, commit to employees for any period of time, you want to give them long enough that they can fulfill their commitments and their obligations.
Makes sense.
to cover whatever investment they make.
Okay.
But, you can contract for any term you determine is commercially reasonable.
Okay, thank you. This is exciting.
And that idea ain't something I just came up with off the top of my head. I've been consulting with Kirby on the legalities of a lot of the stuff I've been doing anyway. So, but I think, days of us, having an asset and not taking advantage of it is over now. So we got a way to generate our own money, at least enough to keep the wheels turning for a while.
And Billy, I will tell you, you're addressing a need that the community has been wanting for a long time. Well, I went to a meeting where coffee won over like sidewalks and roads. It was like the highest need. And and we, we might have a misconception that it's other things, but people have to go, to other cities just to get a very essential thing.
Thank you, Kirby. Kirby saved me again. But that's it. Everything else is on Marcellus. Oh,
I do want to cover one thing that I would have covered in elections with you before we go into executive session.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to point this out to you. Under our bylaws, this body cannot remove a board member. That can only be done by the mayor and council. However, what the bylaws provide is, thank you, ma'am. I usually talk loud enough and don't need that. it says the mayor and council may, after due notice and hearing upon affirmative vote of 5 of its members, remove any member of the authority for cause, provided, however, cause shall mean the dereliction of a member's duties to the board, such as the failure to attend 3 consecutive meetings of the board, the violation of any criminal statute of the state of Georgia, or any state law regarding the performance of their duty as a member of the board, or the failure to comply with the provisions of Georgia law with respect to conflicts of interest. If you find that you have a situation in which you may have a member that is not contributing or not attending, your role is simply to make a recommendation to the mayor and council if you think that person is not performing their duties. And then the mayor and council would be required to take action if they saw fit. So, okay?
Thank you. Yeah,
You're welcome.
I'm glad we did delay.
Yeah, if anybody, anytime, if anybody needs copies of the bylaws, let me know. We'll be more than happy to provide them to you.
Is that something we already get? I mean, that we should already, we need to.
Actually, yeah, each of you
They
should have.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, what I will be happy to do is, work with Sharice and put together a binder for each of you that includes your bylaws, includes the state law that creates you, so that you've got some reference material. It'll put you to sleep at night, but at least you've got them. If you've got questions, you want to take a look at that.
Okay.
But you're gonna put nice in front of the building?
Hmm.
You're gonna put something nice in front of the building? Not doing something nice like.
No, we just
flowers
gonna redo oh yeah, it got flowers in front of it, down lighting on the building, and it's gonna have a low sign on the street instead of that high old school sign. Nice lit sign in the new parking lot out front.
Is it still with the architectural information?
Everything looks the same, all that other stuff, that the pool and all that fountain in the parking lot, we don't have money for that yet. We'll run the plumbing and everything up under the asphalt, but we'll cap it off for later. What's next?
Need to,
Is that executive session?
we need to adjourn the regular meeting to go into executive session. Sorry.
I don't know if anybody's here that just wanted to address the board on the.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You may want to do that for you.
And then we'll go in let's set and vote on it. All right, young fella, get on up here and introduce yourself to us.
Edric Harris with Presswood Development Company. Happy to be here before you this evening. Of course, we're looking at the parcels at 870 for a potential new development of approximately 70 to 75 new housing units. So our goal would be is we would be submitting for tax credits. That application will be due in May. And of course, it's a competitive process, but of course, with all the different things that we put together, and with Presswood, we've been fairly successful throughout many years of submitting through the tax credit program. So our goal is to work with this body, and of course, there's some additional acquisition that has to go along with the parcels that you all own. But the goal would be is to consolidate those to move forward with that that new development. Again, with everything really earnestly starting in May with the application process for the financing. Just real quick, I know I didn't really give you much about Presswood Development Company. Of course, we're Atlanta-based since 2008. Great time to start a new company, but we've completed nearly, I think it's close to 60 new developments. Most have been in Georgia, and I'd say in the majority of those developments are all utilizing the tax credit. I think, again, it's one of those things where at the end of the day, we're trying to bring workforce housing in the communities. And with that, typically our rents range from, somewhere around $900 for a 1-bedroom unit up to, I think we're proposing a few 3-bedroom units here. Those would be $1,800, $1,900 a month. Again, targeting folks that are making somewhere around 60% of AMI for the area. So again, trying to find the workers in the area to provide quality housing. We would be the owners of that housing for 30 plus years. Typically, the way the tax credit works is we're committed and sign guarantees that we'll make sure that the housing maintains quality, and also that we always target that working class individual. And of course, any questions there. I know there's some more, I guess, details we probably have to get into later, but I guess that's kind of the high level overview, and I can answer any questions that anyone may have.
Got the lots that the empty lot that he is talking about is in between, it's a old lot of ours in between that building that Joe Star bought. Go ahead. I ain't talking about money, I'm just talking about what they, so they can realize where he's talking about putting it at.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. I was
Yeah.
gonna refer you
He
something.
said,
Remember, what was the theater?
The-
It was
Bank.
It was a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's up there, it's on Main Street. Joe Star bought the really nice building
The
next to it.
Kiwanis building. used to be
Yes.
the thing, yeah.
Yes, the one, it's that lot on the other side of it. That's what he's trying, I think he's,
Is it would be to the right, on the other side of Jonesy Place, on the side of the street?
yes.
The
Mhm.
big empty space there?
Mhm.
So that's where you wanna build 60 housing units?
That's correct.
Wow, that just sounds like a lot. Is it gonna have different floors?
Yeah, we do have renderings that when we go into executive session, we'll pass out to you.
And you're letting us know what he has to buy this property from us, or what are we approving? Because tax credit, is that our thing?
No, that's not our thing, but he has to buy, he wants to buy gonna work some paperwork. He's buying he wanna buy the property. But we're gonna put some things on there where if the property is not developed in so long, we can get it back. And we just need to get the terms, all of that stuff set, but it's,
Yeah, definitely wanna look, that's one of our prime real estate spaces we have.
Yeah.
so See what, what you're doing. I like what you mentioned about workforce development,
yeah.
targeting that class, because that's a lot of, as an elected official here, a lot of the phone calls I get are people not being able to afford their rent, complaining about landlords, but, it's understandable, that's just what it is, the rates of inflation, but I really would like to hopefully contribute to bringing some type of affordable housing, and I'm not saying the whole place, but maybe a few units or something, especially targeting our, police or fire, local teachers. I don't even know how that would work, with the
Yeah.
paperwork up front, but,
His is mostly workforce housing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say workforce housing, but then you rent it to whoever you want. Once it's not ours, it's not ours. They can. rent it to us.
Well, except under the low-income housing, they're
Yeah.
called LIHTC credits, low-income housing tax credit.
He has to.
That's what he's getting?
That's what I said, that's probably.
Yeah, so he has to.
And in order to, be eligible for those credits are issued by the federal government, federal tax credits. They have to enter into a 30-year covenant commitment that they have income restrictions on the units that they have
Yeah.
to comply with. If they do not comply with that, if they have units that come available that they do not have a qualified tenant, they have to hold it on the market until they can find a qualified tenant.
Were y'all in Madison? Did y'all make any?
Yeah, they did, y'all did a project in Madison, I believe,
I know Madison just did a few of
If you
them.
know the one right off where the park across the railroad tracks,
Yeah.
the kind of U shape.
Because a council member was speaking in a government, in
Yeah, I
a
believe
state
that's.
program.
Breslin project.
I would like, if you could send us some of those examples, just so maybe we can drive out there at some point to see what it looks like.
Sure, and we can set up tours. I mean, you're welcome to come to any of our communities, and like I said, I'll give you the full list, and other than just alerting the staff that you would be coming by, that's all we would need to do. If you just want to go on your own, but we'd be happy to coordinate something to where either I'll meet you out there. Obviously, you can go to any of them, because we don't want you to think we're trying to take you to the best.
And he's
or
been
anything
working on
like
this
that.
for a while with Marcellus, but it's just a shame that he's not here today.
Gotcha.
Sure. And just real quick, and I know anytime you mention federal funding, things like that, we know lots of things are changing around us. I would say one of the good things, at least we think right now about this program, as alluded to, it is a IRS program. It's not a HUD program. So this is all about the way the funding comes in is through, let's call it what it is, it's a tax shelter. And so, from corporations, pension funds, they'll basically buy the tax credit. Those dollars are used as equity in our developments, with the caveat that we have to maintain it as affordable housing. Now, this will be considered mixed income because we'll have the affordable component, but we'll also have 20% market rate. And then also is also mixed use, because we will have some retail as well. And I guess in executive session, we'll look at those renting. So
No coffee shop, right?
no coffee shop.
Okay.
You should have a coffee shop, there would be no competition. No competition. I know better.
But lots of people who might want to walk over and get a cup.
Okay, there you go.
Hey, what's your name?
It's Edrick, Edrick, last name Harris. I'm a partner with Presswood Development Company. Works with me.
I would like to connect him also, Kirby, with Kimberly and the URA and that property out there in Fort Gillum,
Okay.
because I think this would be something that we.
I'm trying to get out some.
I step away. Oh, no.
He didn't say give it away. He didn't say give it away.
He won the history. It's awesome. As soon as you get this deal.
You see what I, you see what I told you about politics, politicians on the board?
As long as it's a mile away, we're good.
Motion to exit regular session and enter to executive session for purposes of real estate. All in favor?
I did. Hector.
How are you?
Executive session, back into regular session.
All right, and if there's nothing else for this board, can we motion to adjourn this meeting? Can I get a second? All in favor? All right, if there's nothing else left for this board, can we motion to adjourn this meeting? That was, I thought we were.
Double it up.
Yeah.
Are y'all sure y'all want to join this meeting?
Welcome down, we can, yeah, anything? Have a good day, I got you.
Uh-uh.